everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Dwarf Fortress, a collaborative LP series, and winter is finally arrived. Yes, winter is here. We just left off last time trading with the Dwarven caravan. We've got a few extra goodies to cram inside our developing fort, and well, should see us through the winter. So this is going to be my last session of the first stint of the collaborative LP. After the session, winter will be finished. It will be spring of the next year, the year 127, and I will be handing the LP on to the next LP. More about that when the time comes, but for now I'm just going to finish up and carry on through the winter, and hopefully nothing goes awry between now and then, because so far things have been going pretty smoothly. So, starting off then, I can see something that I need to do, and that is I need to build some doors here in these four particular areas. So we're going to B for build, D for door. I don't have any doors constructed yet. My mason is cracking on, Ulnan, she is constructing rock doors upstairs like a trooper. But between now and then, P for planning mode enabled, and we're just going to pop them down. There. Oops, there's it, there we go. So that should be, no. It's been a while since I played this game, you'll have to bear with me. Is it double click? Yeah, double click I think. There we go. So 4 doors planned out and will be placed there when the time is right. So our dining room has been smoothed out. From what I can remember in the last session, we were also trying to rebuild our bridge to be a drawbridge rather than a retractable bridge after I made a quick boob. We'll unpause the game and I'll discuss things as the time moves on. My dwarves should be busy. No idlers is good. I've also... stock levels is low on biscuits. Of course, I've put the workflow to monitor the biscuit levels. My brewer cook, which is off the top of my head, I think it's Dopey, my brewer cook. If memory serves me well, it is indeed. She should be cracking on in the kitchen area down here, and she should be cracking on with the biscuits when she has some spare time. I don't know what she's doing at the moment. She's storing items in stockpile. Well, let's do that for now. There's plenty of stuff to store. You see, we've just finished trading, and there's things to put into the stores. So, what was I saying? Yes, things that I've done off camera, just to smoothen and quicken the process. I have removed the... oh, I think they could use the mouse in stockpile menus either. I'm learning new things here about where I can and can't use the mouse. Can I disable them from here? No, I can just click. That's fine. So in the refuse stockpile outside, I've disabled bone shells and hair and wool because we can use those in crafts and things. So I've disabled them from here. I think we can also use horns and hooves and teeth maybe, but I'm not too sure, so I've left those off for now. But yeah, certainly bone shells and hair and wool. Taking them off outside the refuse stockpile so that when we start butchering animals, they won't drag them out here, because they could come in handy for crafts and perhaps even bone for crossbow bolts and things like that. So I've enabled them in this stockpile. So if we go to the refuse stockpile here, I've enabled them here. So any bones, shells and hair and wool won't be dragged outside to the refuse stockpile, but will be put here in the universal stockpile, and we'll take it from there. So that's that situation. Speaking of butchering an animal, I think we have 2 male yak bulls. We only need 1 male. In fact, we probably don't even need any. Unless we were going to start milking a female yak bull and mating them, which we might have the opportunity to do that, so we won't kill them both, but we certainly don't need 2 male yaks. So we're going to actually get to butchering one for the first time. We're going to start butchering animals. We do have a dedicated butcher and tanner. A new arrival, Mazulft, is that person, and I'm sure she's itching for something to do. So if we go to the animals menu here, we can designate animals for butchery through the dwarf therapist. So if we go down, these can't be butchered because they're pets, Polt, Tekud and Stukos. But where's the yak bull? There you go, 2 male yak bulls. And we can just click on one, designate it for butchery, click commit changes, and that should designate one of the yak bulls to be slaughtered at the butcher shop. So let's see what happens. Shall we wait for that to happen? Watch the butchery live in action? A bit morbid, isn't it? Nizek cracking on with the bridge. Is she architecting it or is she actually building it? No, she's actually building it. I think that's good. It's good. Keep it cracking. Keep it cracking. That's it. Keep going. Yeah, lovely. I've just redoctored my farms as well because I wasn't happy with the way I set them up. So they're all farms are now growing something at some point in the year. No farm has a month where it's not growing something. So we should be getting plenty of crops of the variety. Dimple cups, cave wheat, sweet pods, the whole damn shebang should be getting grown here. Right, our bridge is completed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back downstairs to the dining room level. I'll get my hotkeys sorted, and I'm going to add new task. B to link it up to the bridge. Press enter here. 2 mechanisms will be required, and that should, when my mechanic gets a free moment, should link the lever downstairs to this bridge, and then when I pull the lever it should retract the bridge and form a barrier here, forcing the other critters to walk through the traps instead. So that's that. On pause and crack on. So the merchants are leaving soon, which is perfectly reasonable. We've traded with them. We need not no more of their services. There's still some wood outside to be collected, which has been brought in. Stockpile is getting filled. That reminds me. Let's quickly pause it and go to the workshop level. No, that's just this is the stockpile level. The stairs have been mined out, so now there was a little bit of an issue last time with these stairs. I didn't realise, or I couldn't fathom out if I did it correctly or not, but I have done it correctly. So between the workshop level and the stockpile level, there is a set of stairs in the middle just to quicken the process. Anyway, here we are. We have a wood furnace. We have we do actually have make charcoal tasked out here. I don't know why he's not cracking on with it. Maybe he's busy doing other things. My dedicated charcoal maker, wood burner, is Glod, and he's sleeping. Okay, we'll let you off. We'll let you off, Glod, old pal. Just don't slacken off too much. Well, I say Horston and Flossie could be known as a little bit of a slave driver between them, not liking dwarves to mess about. Anyway, so, and finally, one last thing before I start the game rolling, I suppose. Another thing that I've sorted out off camera is in here, in the farmer's workshop, we have a few pigtails knocking around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to process plants. A for add task, and P and the top option was process plants. I'm processing plants which should process the pigtails into pigtail fibre thread, I think, or pigtail thread, whatever you want to call it. So the more thread we get, when we eventually get somebody that can operate the loom and the clothier's workshop, we'll have plenty of thread available to form into cloth, and then from cloth into clothing. So I've just got that queued up now as well. So we're just starting to get the textile industry up and running at a slow and steady pace. There's no rush. So that is what I've done off camera in the fortress itself. I've also, as we set the game running, we can talk and do things at the same time, can't we? We can multitask. Here we go, look at this, a new area being mined out. It's just a couple of levels above the bedroom. 1, 2, 3. 3 levels above the bedroom, and it's directly below the kitchen area. It's a large area, it's a large room. Plenty of mudstone here on the floor, making things look extremely ugly, but never mind. My minor dwarves, Karnak and Tyrion, working like troopers here to get through all this. This is going to be another meeting area sort of thing. It's going to be called what's called a... Oh, there we go. Yak bull's been slaughtered. I'll get back to that in a minute. Bear with me. So now people should be going to the butcher shop and absolutely cracking on with taking all the bits of the yak to the relevant places. So all the meat should be being taken to the kitchen stockpile, the food stockpile, and stored away. We've got all the kidneys and brains and things. They should all be taken.
Nothing more to catch.
The tanner's workshop automatically receives a task to tan a hide because there is a yak hide available for tanning, although my tanner's done a running jump somewhere. I don't know where she's gone. Let's have a look. Dear. She's now storing items in stockpile. Maybe I should perhaps forbid that so that she gets this hide tanned. The reason why I'm so eager for it to happen is because if it starts lingering there too long, it goes rotten very quickly. So we need to tan the hide pretty swiftly to prevent that from happening. So we go to our butcher, who, remind me who it was, please. Remind me who it was. It was Mzulft. Get her from Prevent her from storing items in stockpile so that she cracks on tanning that hide. We don't want it to go bad. Take a couple of clicks to get going. Doors have been placed, as we can see here. Rock statues have been completed. Lovely. So the bones should be taken to the universal stockpile upstairs. Come on, guys, get shifting it. In a butcher shop, if things are left to rot too much... Ah, there you go. She's doing it. She's doing it. There we go. She seems to be tanning the hide. Yep, active task. She's tanning the hide now, and that will be placed in the universal stockpile. Because we don't have any other stockpiles for leather at the moment, I don't think. Anyway, here we go. We have a liaison from the mountain homes called Cog. What this is basically a way for us to pick and choose what we want the dwarves to bring us next time, and we can also look at what they want to, or what they have as priorities for us to construct for them. So that should take a little moment to get sorted. So the hide has been tanned. Right, hey, let's begin discussions. So we can now stress what we want to see them bring for us. Now, I usually don't really request a great deal. Whatever they bring, to be perfectly frank with you, because most of the time our fortresses can produce most things. But one thing that I do like to ask for them to bring is wood, because to get wood is to chop down trees, which makes the elves angry. Plus, the more trees we chop down, eventually we're going to run out of trees if we're not careful. So I think if we can get them to bring some wood with them, it just makes the process a little bit easier. So I go sort of 50-50, so a couple of clicks up with the wood, and hopefully they'll bring some next time. And wood is very cheap to trade as well, so it's definitely worth asking them to bring it. Even if you put it up, it still is so cheap. I think it's like five measly dwarven bucks for them to bring it. So that's the wood situation. So we'll ask for them to bring us some wood next time. Okay, so how do we go across? Can we use a mouse here as well? No, we can't. Okay, how do we get across? Scroll left with the number 4. No, that's not right. Okay, how do we get across here? Oh, escape for done. No, that backs us out of it. That's not right. Come on. Oh, plus and minus, sorry. So we don't want any leather bringing, I don't think. Oh, we could ask for leather. We don't have a great deal of leather, and we don't have a whole host of animals to butcher to get leather. So leather might be a little bit scarce to start off with. So maybe we'll go for a little bit of leather as well. So maybe a couple of clicks of leather, perhaps. I don't know, I've never used leather to any great extent, so I don't know how much leather you really need, to be perfectly frank, but just in case we do need some, I'll just get a couple of pages of leather. So I'm increasing the priority. The higher the priority that you increase it, the more likely they are to bring it, but also the more expensive it will be. So that should be a couple of pages of leather there. Cloth, we're going to be producing our own, hopefully. Crafts, well, we don't need crappy crafts. No, metal bars. We're starting up a metal industry, but we don't have a whole host of metal bars at the moment. I'm tempted to say if they can bring some pig iron bars, because we're going to need pig iron bars to craft steel. We do have magnetite, which is going to be forged into metal or smelted into iron bars, and then from iron bars with a flux stone we can make pig iron bars, and then further on from that from steel, which is quite an expansive process. So if we can perhaps get some pig iron bars from them to quicken the process a little bit, we could just directly go for some steel, I suppose, as well. Let's see what that does. I have not really played with this trading screen in too much detail, so we'll just request some pig iron perhaps, and maybe low priority steel, just if they've got any lying about. Small cut gems, not interested. Large cut gems, nah. Stone blocks, we can actually make our own stone blocks. I think stone blocks are higher quality than raw stone. And I don't know what else benefits they have, to be fair, so I'm going to leave them. Seeds, we're not too bothered about seeds. We should be processing our own seeds, but I will just sort of This menu is very awkward to maneuver. I'll just low priority, just bring seeds if you have them. I mean, they usually do bring seeds, to be fair, but we'll just take a couple. We'll put the seeds on there. Anvils, we have anvil already, but I suppose it won't hurt to ask him to bring another one next time. Oh, for God's sake, this menu is awful. There we go. At the very least, if we do have a surplus of anvils, as well as crafting forges from them, we can actually melt them down to get some steel bars or iron bars from them as well. So we can ask them to bring a couple of them. What am I doing now? Oh, for God's sake. This menu is completely backwards to any other screen in the game, it seems. Right. There, that'll do. Down for weapons. Weapons, do we need weapons? We do need weapons, but weapons are expensive and I'd rather craft my own, although I'm not going to have time to do that in my stint. I think we'll leave that off. Training weapons, ammunition, bolts. Yeah, bolts could probably be a pain to craft, maybe. Ask them to bring a bolt or two. Trap components, digging implements, bodywear. Nah. Headwear, footwear, legwear, shields, toys, instruments, pets. Yeah, we have a yak bull. If we ask them to bring a yak... Oh, Jesus. Ask them to bring a yak cow... wrong one. A yak cow. We could mate the yak cow with a yak bull and have a regular supply of yak meat. Also, we can milk the yak cow for milk as well. So, if, yeah, ask them to bring a yak cow, sorry, mating partner to the bull. Might work. Some drink, yes, drink is always nice to have, so we'll ask them to bring some drink as well. We're obviously brewing our own, but again, sometimes it doesn't hurt to have trade for some, just to lighten the burden on the dwarves that are producing these things. Cheese, powders, gypsum powder, perhaps maybe get some more gypsum for our hospital when we finally get it up and running. Extracts, meat, fish, some plants, stone. We can request certain stones, so if we're short of flux stones, for instance, we can ask to trade for it to give us something to play with, but we don't need any just now. You know, the screen goes on for forever, doesn't it? Bags, thread, ropes, barrels. Most of these things we can produce and we're not in short supply of, so I'm not going to go through these. Charcoal is definitely going to be a short supply. Until we find magma, we're going to be burning a lot of charcoal to get our metal industry working, so rather than wasting a hell of a lot of wood, if we have some charcoal traded for as well, again that will lighten the burden. So we'll get some of that as well. Buckets, splints, crutches, eggs, bags, ropes, cloths, thread, tools, and clay. Nope, that'll do. So that is what we are requesting. The higher the priority, the more likely they are to bring it, but the more expensive it will be. So we'll see what they bring next time, see if it made a difference. So escape to finish that. And then they will do something similar. They will then put to us what they want to trade for as a priority. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly pause it. Now we should have 4 statues ready and waiting. Let's have a look at this. Q, woodstone lever. It looks like it might have been linked up to the bridge. If we press T here, we can see that there's 2 mechanisms in here. And if we go to the bridge up here and press T again and click on the bridge, we can see that there is a mechanism in there, which means that they have been linked up. So as a grand unveiling, we can press A on here for add task, and we can press P to pull the lever. I think my caps lock is on. There we go. I wondered why I couldn't do certain things, like my caps lock is on. P to pull the lever, and a dwarf should come here, pull the lever, and it should raise the bridge. We'll see if it works. But whilst we're down here, we do have some statues. If we go B for build. Now why can't we build? B for building. B for building. something wrong with my keyboard today. Do apologise. Statue. S for statue. And we should have 4 of them. We'll place them in the corners here. Mudstone statues. Hardly the height of quality, but it'll do for now. And place another one there. Place another one there. Needs a statue. I thought we'd finished building statues. I built 4, didn't I? That's strange. I'm sure I built 4. I queued up 4. Yeah, 4 statues. Mudstone statues 4. So why the hell? Unless the dwarf is taking the statue to the stockpile and therefore it's sort of not registered just yet. Is it in here? Mudstone statue of reindeer. Yeah, it's in the workshop. It should still be available. Okay, let me just sort this. Out here. Remove this. Remove that. Remove. Right. Okay. Start again. Right. B for building. S for statue. Let's see if this. Let's just get a click on this. Yeah, it's only saying that we have 3, but we do have 4, so that's okay. We'll just have to wait for the other statue to come free from whatever the hell it's doing. So 1 more to place. We could do it via building planning mode, I suppose. So if we go S for statue and then P for planning mode, even though it's not registering, we can still place it here. And when it comes free, it will be plonked down. Right. Onwards. Well then, we have finalised the import agreement. Feel free to go over the documents. If we look over the documents, this is a list of what we've requested, I believe. Is it? Oh no, this is just a list of the prices. That we should expect to pay. So we can get a sort of a handle on how much we need to save up, I suppose, if we end up getting any. But I'm not too fussed about that. Whatever happens, happens. So the lever has been pulled. And as you can see, the bridge has been raised, so that should be a wall where the dwarves and other invaders can't get through. As you can see, my dwarves are using this entrance here because this has now been blocked off. So that is how a drawbridge works, and how you can use it to form a barrier to seal up your fortress. Right, look over the documents, and this is what they want. So as you can see, they want anvils, and they would pay a nice price for it, but to be fair, you don't really need to pay attention to this unless you want to be sort of more RP-ish than usual. Usually, crafting a whole host of mugs, spiked balls, should see you with a nice, pretty, hefty profit to trade. So I don't really pay attention to that. But it was there for you in case you wanted to. Okay, Flossie! Look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. Thank you, Korg. Take care now. Bye-bye. So off there you go. Right, we're going to actually open up the the lever here. Yep. Add new task. P to pull lever. So this is what I mean. It's not. Some tasks are P to pull lever. There we go. So like in this screen here, I press B and it's fine. But in the P to pull lever task, it's a small P supposedly, but I'm having to press Shift P for some reason. It's almost very, very backwards. Right, Horston has created a masterpiece. Horston is crafting away some mugs here, like a little trooper. He's crafting a whole host of mugs to trade with the next caravan that will arrive, which won't be the Dwarven one. We have a caravan in the spring, I believe. I think is it the Elven caravan that comes in the spring. So getting some mugs ready there to trade with the elves should we need to. And we've got a few people now with no jobs, which is never a good sign, is it? Laziness. As you can see, all the statues have been placed. If we go upstairs to the workshop up here, the mason's workshop, what I have done, if we go to P for work, for workshop profile, and again, this is highlighted as a small p, but I'm having to press Shift B. It's like caps lock is on, but it's not on. Something very glitchy going on today. I have actually set this workshop to only be used by Ulnan. Now, the reason why I only want Ulnan to use this workshop is because she's the highest skilled mason. And the reason why I want the highest skilled mason to use that workshop at this particular time is because of the level here. What's this? This is green tourmalines. Because of this area here. This is the what was I gonna? Oh, this is the area that's just been mined out by the miners. And what I'm going to put here, what I'm going to use this area as, is it's actually going to be a sculpture garden slash tomb. What I'm going to have here is I'm going to place my a whole host of coffins to be used by the vast majority of the regular dwarves. Nobles, of course, might specify they want particular tombs or personalised tombs and whatnot, but for the vast majority of the riffraff, if you will, they will be happy to be placed in any coffin. So we're going to have this as a tomb where people come down and pay their respects to their friends, but also while they're down here paying their respects, they can have a look at the vast majority of lovely statues that will be adorning this place. So this is going to be the sculpture garden slash tomb area. So what we're going to need to build, need to build a variety of coffins and a lot of statues. And so why I have made Ulnan use the workshop is because she will hopefully produce the best coffins and the best statues for this area. Therefore, when dwarves come down here, they will have their thoughts maximised with happiness due to the lavish surroundings. So that's what I'm hoping. So if we go to U and M for manager screen, I'm going to queue some orders. Now the first one is for the statues. So if we go to rock statue, she needs to create rock statues. I think it was 28 statues to start with. And then, is it coffins or what's it classed as? Rock, coffin? Is it coffin? Yeah, I think it's coffin. Construct a rock coffin. And 24 of them. So 24 rock coffins and 28 rock statues. And that should form the basis or the starting point of our sculpture garden. Rock mugs. Okay, that's fine. So the sculpture garden, it needs a hotkey to start with. So if we go to capital H for hotkeys, Shift and H, and we go to F6, which is going to be here, and we press Z to we can enter name and put it as sculpture, and then enter. And then Z to zoom. That should zoom us in to the there we go, to the sculpture garden. Now dwarves will come here when they have some break time, when they have some downtime, and this will become similar to the dining hall where the dwarves will meet up. They've got two places to go. So we're giving them a variety of things to do to keep them occupied and keep them happy. So hopefully that will remain the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use building planning mode to get this planned out. So if we go B for building, S for statue, and what we're going to do is we're going to place the statues where we want to place them. I'm going to place them starting off intermittently across the top area, like that, and again here. Okay, and here, and here. So this should have been 28. I'm not going to count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 falls to 28. And then we're going to go out of here, and we're going to build coffins. Where's coffins? Where art thou, coffins? Don't know. How do you... B for building, plus and minus. Slabs are similar to coffins. Where you lose a dwarf, if a dwarf goes missing, they fall into some magma, or you just can't find them and you assume they're dead, rather than having putting their remains in a coffin, because there are no remains to put in there, then you will build a slab, a memorial slab, and that will serve as a place for them to pay their respects to the missing, a presumed dead dwarf. So we might need to put some slabs in here as well. But I can't seem to find coffin. Burial receptacle N. Well, that makes total sense. Okay, so we need a coffin, so we're going to go P for planning mode, and then we're just going to put the coffins in the recesses here. So coffins in the recesses, so that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 6, 4 to 24, which was 24 coffins to start with. This is just the first level of, this is just the first bit of it. So there we go, so we've got a nice little area for our dwarf to come down when it gets up and running. So get rid of those. And yeah, that's it. That's the starting of our sculpture garden slash tomb place of respect area. So unpause the game and onwards we go. Right, it's the 23rd of Moonstone.